Oh no, is this upside down? Hello! Every time it's a struggle. I'm sorry if this is already live. I've had some trouble today. Oh no. This is gonna be in the way. Shh. Hello, if anybody is tuned in. I'm gonna go on my computer and see how this looks. Sorry, I think I feel a little rushed today. I made it a little earlier than I usually do because I was planning on going to my school today. And let's make it a little closer. Oh, and this is true desk form today. Usually I try to clean it up and pretend that I'm a neater person, but in truth, this is how it looks. Okay, I think it's just me. So, and these are my pajamas. They're like, this is just a stain. Okay. Honestly, this is a pretty good angle. So I'm just gonna put my business card because my school has exhibition right now, and I'm gonna make sure that my audio is working just really quick. Is my audio working?
For itself. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's working.
It's a coping lab.
I was listening to Financial let me turn that off for now. Okay, so today I'm going to be drawing some California animals. Last week we did some of my favorite like Japanese animals that I've seen, and I just like drawing animals, and I just kind of want to keep it relaxed because I was gonna stop by my school and go to the exhibition today, but I'm feeling really tired and I don't know if I'm up for it. So this is my business card. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's cute, and I'm just showing it because, like I said, there's an exhibition at my school today, and I was gonna go and replenish my business cards to see if like they were all taken, but I think I might bail on that, or maybe I'll go later in the afternoon instead of the time I was originally planning to go. So that's my website and that's my Instagram. Unfortunately, the two QR codes are a little too close together, so this is the only one that the camera really picks up. So I should probably redesign it at some point. So let's get started. I think we'll start with a birdie because birds tend to be easier for me to draw. So one animal that I like from back home is a hawk. I honestly don't know I just looked up California hawk, so I'm not sure if this is the one that you see in like Los Angeles or not. This picture, it says it's a red-shouldered hawk, so I'll be honest, I'm pretty tired today, but I really wanted to just keep this habit of drawing and talking every other Saturday. I'm not sure if these streams are really gonna like be anything, but I kind of felt like my channel, my most successful videos are, ooh, that's coming out weird already. My most successful videos are about like art supply shopping, and that's not bad necessarily, but that's not really a sustainable like main draw, and I don't really want my channel to be about like art hauls or like products, because to me like products are fun. Like I really like these Sai brush pens. Like there's no doubt that products are fun when it comes to making art, and I think this one's like out, but whatever. But I really am a bigger believer in time and effort than I am in tools, and so I don't want to be putting so much effort on like tools on my channel. The reason I think though that my like product videos or my art supply store videos have been successful is because they're, you know, in Korea and Japan, and that's just sort of a unique point of view. So I'm hoping I can lean into that part of things, like being in Japan right now. And that could be part of it. But again, like, I don't know if I will be in Japan forever. Like I said, I just finished my first year, and that's why we have an exhibition right now as like our first year sort of like finished art, you know, everybody. Yeah, this one's out for sure. And I felt like I was really having a lot of self-doubt about really staying for the second year. It's a 2-year program because it's a senmongakko, which is like specialty school or vocational school, but I feel like they just have a lot of like different types of styles of vocational schools here. So I tend to try to clarify that it's not like a electrician school or something, or plumbing school. It doesn't have that level of practicality and guaranteed job, I think, which I'm learning. I thought maybe there would be a little bit more help on the career end than what I have been receiving. But if you seek it out, they do seem to help. There is a career office, and I just need to be a little bit more proactive in seeking help from that office, because job hiring season has already started in Japan. And if I'm going to stay here, I really need to start like preparing a more excuse me, a more specific portfolio for companies that I want to like apply to. So this is my this is red-shouldered hawk is what the picture says. So I'm just blocking it out with some of these Sai brush pens, and then I'm going to use it just says brush pen. I'm not sure what the brand. I think it might be, honestly, I think it's Kuretake. I'm not sure though. So let's get to it. Ooh, it looks really blurry on my, does the stream look really blurry? It looks really blurry to me. Oh, thank you. Hi, Sangjin. Does it look blurry? Hello. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, let me switch to I'm on my personal account, which is my cat. Let me switch to my art account. Okay. Hello. Yeah, I've decided to sort of work on a kitty channel, which is probably not the best use of my time, but I've posted a picture of my cat, whose name is Zook. Not a picture, a video, but it's gotten like 20 views, so. Just because it's a cute kitty doesn't mean you're gonna make it. There's a lot of cute kitties out there. So here's my red-shouldered hawk. He's looking a little rough so far. I was gonna try to warm up today and draw a little bit before doing my live, because I noticed last week that my drawing started to get better near the end. So I did want to like try to warm up a little bit today, but I had to run out and get food because I have no food. So I went to the convenience store, Lawson's, which is my favorite because it's really close to me. And I just grabbed some food. If you're curious, like the onigiri, which are like the rice balls, the triangle like rice balls in Japan, like they have really good salmon ones, I feel like, at Lawson's. They have them at, I got a salmon one at 7-Eleven, but I did not think it was very good. I feel like Lawson, I'm gonna even show you. I think I have the package. If anybody's curious in coming to Japan, I feel like this salmon onigiri is like the best one. I don't know, I really like it. I mean, the one that has like the seaweed is also really good, but this one is like a grilled like fatty salmon or something, and it's pretty good. And you can just get it at the convenience store, which is, you can kind of start taking for granted, I think, a little bit. So this red-shouldered hawk is looking pretty rough. I'm kind of wanting to give up on him, I'll be honest, but I think I will see him through, give him a chance. But he just looks kind of too fat here, and his head is a little too small. He doesn't look as proud as he or she should, because it's a pretty elegant animal. So I said I was going to try to draw animals from California. So I'm from Los Angeles area, and we still have tons of animals. I think people think city and they don't really think about all the animals that could still live in a city, but I saw hawks all the time growing up, not even just hiking and stuff like that. But if you kept an eye out, you could just see them while, in the car or driving yourself, or, I remember being stuck on traffic, if you're familiar with the LA highways, on the 110, stuck in traffic, like rush hour, downtown, and there was like, one of the ugly lamp posts like this on the freeway on just like the middle, and there was a cool little hawk just like perched, hanging out among all the cars and all the city, you know, and they were just hanging out. And I really think that's so cool sometimes, that there's still that closeness to nature. At the same time, I do feel bad for the animals. I wish there was a little bit more space for them. And in the Los Angeles fires, I was definitely worried, obviously, about humans, but I was also worried about all the animals. But this fire happened to be really a lot more in the cities, so I don't know. Although it then moved more into the mountains at the end, so I'm curious to see what's going to happen, like, in the winter of this year. Not right now, but, like, this coming winter, because I think it's going to be hard for a lot of the animals. But hawks are pretty cool. You'll see them circling around. But this unfortunately, this hawk did not come out very well. Sorry, hawk, I did not do you justice. He's gonna, what should he say? I think you should say something. We'll just have him say hey. So I'm drawing in a sketchbook that's actually part of my school sketchbook, because I ran out of space in my other sketchbook. So I don't think it looks so good, but it looks pretty rough. Why does it look so behind? Wow, my stream seems to be streaming really slowly. That's weird. Is that accurate? It seems to have like a really long lag. I don't remember it being, oh, there we go. That was weird. Okay. All right, let's try to do a hawk again. I think we need to give the hawk another chance. I think part of the reason was this orange marker that I was using was running out of ink while I was using it. So I think that made me a little bit frustrated. So let's try another one. I found this picture of these two hawks in a tree, which I think they look pretty cute. So let's try that one, and maybe let's do a different color. Yeah, okay, so we'll try with these two other hawks. We'll start with a really light color to just block them in. This is like a flesh color marker. I don't think you're gonna really see it on the camera. So I don't want this stream to be as long today because I feel like I'm a little under the weather, and I don't think I have a cold. I think there's something wrong. I'm like mineral deficient or protein deficient or iron deficient or something deficient, because I'm just exhausted and getting headaches all the time. I'm planning on going to a doctor tonight, but I think I'm gonna have to take a break today from, I was gonna stop by my school and see the exhibition, but like I'm really debating on doing that and replenishing my business cards. There's my business card, but I think I might have to just rest because I do have 2 online English lessons today too, which is not a lot. I rescheduled a lot of them because I thought I had to be at my school, but it turns out it's kind of like optional. You can come and go as you please. I thought we sort of had to be there, so oopsies. I rescheduled a lot of lessons on italki, which is probably annoying for my students, but not all of them could reschedule, so I was able to at least still teach some of them on Saturday. And I'm kind of glad that I was able to split up my classes a little bit anyway, because it can be a little bit hard sometimes to teach too many classes in one day. I'm going to use this for the branches, which is, oh, maybe I won't do it yet. So we'll start with brown, I think, this time, instead of going straight to black. Maybe we can kind of layer. I wish I knew where my yellow one was. So I didn't really prepare that well today. Usually I try to get all of my tools out and I try to get more of a plan of exactly what I'm gonna do. But I'm kind of just winging it today because I felt like it's a little more realistic, and I was planning on going to school, but I'm already kind of bailing on that idea. Oh, he's coming out pretty weird too. It just doesn't look like a hawk to me, but it's a bit of a difficult angle because he's sort of looking at you like he's a three-quarter view of a hawk's face, which is not necessarily an easy angle. But his buddy is more easy, I think. Will be a little easier to draw. I just felt like I wanted to start with drawing a bird because I feel like birds are a little easier for me to draw. I don't know if that's true for everybody. I think it is. I think birds are kind of easy because they only have like little weird legs and are mostly like just like a kind of circular shape. You know, if they're drawing them flying, that's a little harder for sure, but I'm drawing them standing, so I feel like birds are an easier animal to draw, and so I thought I would start out with birds to kind of warm up a little bit, and then I'm definitely going to try drawing a raccoon later, because raccoons are definitely little classic trash goblins in the Los Angeles area and many other places in North America. But they're really cute. They do scare me though. The raccoons, I think people who don't know what raccoons are like are not scared of them, but I'm kind of scared of them. They can be scary, I promise. Okay. All right, these hawks are coming out a little weird too. Jeez, I thought birds were easier for me, but these birds are not coming out cute. Maybe I'm better at doing like little sparrow type birds and not like birds of prey, because they definitely have a very different face look. They have, you know, that more hooked like bill, beak, and they have kind of these intense like brows almost. I think of them as almost brows for their eyeballs. They have really like a pretty, like if you look at little birds, they just have little circle eyes like this, and like boop. But if you look at like a hawk or eagle, they tend to have like a really big, like kind of, and then they have like this intense look to them, you know, whereas little birds are like boop. Oh, that's a little creepy bird. Okay, so I think I'm having a hard time getting the intensity of their gaze, and this guy's wing is like taking up his whole side of his body, so we need to change that a little bit. And then just a little bit of his foot is showing here. So obviously I'm using images as reference. I can't draw hawks right from my noggin. Maybe some people can if you've drawn enough birdies, but I am not so skilled. They don't look too weird. They look a little weird though. I'm gonna use red for the branches, even though this orange is kind of running out, red/orange, but I think it would look kind of cool. So yeah, this branch is going like this. And then there's another branch going up here, which is what this guy's standing on, I think. And it's coming up and out, like here. They're kind of sharing a branch, actually. In this picture, there's another branch here. But they're kind of sharing one branch, which is cute. There's just some like different pieces coming out of it. But this marker is really running out. Okay. I'm gonna block in a little more color. They have more lightness around their faces, and then they have sort of texture here. They have darker wings. They're really pretty. Although I do remember going on a hike, and I still can't even remember, but there was one, I think it was a bird of prey, had gotten into a nest, and it was really sad because the bird couldn't do anything to stop them from eating their eggs. It made me really sad. I couldn't watch. I don't even know if they were eggs. They might have already been hatchlings. I couldn't look. It was like the bird was freaking out and couldn't do anything to stop it. It made me really sad. So, I mean, obviously everybody's got to eat, and they're birds of prey. Yeah, I was thinking of doing an opossum too. I want to do an opossum as well. I think opossums are really cute. I already looked up some pictures for them, but they're kind of hard. They also are kind of weird looking, but the pictures that I looked up are like opossums with all their little babies on their back, which is really cute. I mean, they're almost creepy because there's so many babies on their back, but they're really cute at the same time. But they are almost a little bit creepy because there's just like so many babies. All right, these birds look pretty rough, but we're gonna go in and just do some final details with the black. It's kind of probably a little bit too close in tone to the brown, so I don't know if it's gonna help that much, but not in tone, but in value, I mean. So I think it's not gonna give me quite the amount of definition that I would like, but let's try anyway. I gotta be honest, I'm pretty tired today. I still slept, I think, a fair amount, but I'm feeling pretty tired. I wonder if I'm just vitamin D deficient too, because it's been chilly and it just makes me really not want to go outside, and I just never leave the house, which is not probably so good for my health, mental or physical. And I'm not getting any sunshine. We do need some sunshine even in the winter months, I think. And I'm just not getting it. These just don't look like hawks. They look like weird little pigeon birds or something. I don't know. I'm like really tempted to start over this whole stream. Like, this is not coming out well. Some days are rough days, I think, but I think there's something for trying, even in the rough days. And following through, like I felt not so great today, but I still want to try to keep up this practice of doing a live stream every other Saturday. It's Saturday my time, Friday in the US, which is I think the majority of people who watch my channel. So, or at least North America. And I just think that I want to keep this up because I would like to get more watch time on my channel, and I'd kind of like to build more of a drawing YouTube channel than like what I think I currently have. I feel like the art supply videos have really taken up my channel, and ooh, these look rough too. Darn it. What am I gonna do? Okay, I think we're gonna change animals, and maybe we'll do a little sketch first in pencil. Maybe I need to warm up a little bit more. Is the video working or is it pausing? Oh, I'm the only one. Okay, let's try doing a possum. Oh, they're pretty cute. Okay, I found a picture of one in a tree. He's pretty cute little dude. We're just gonna do quick sketch, I think. We'll go big. Sometimes drawing big helps. Oh, he's a cutie. I'm just really blocking this in really rough because I'm gonna just go over this with the marker or with the brush pen. So I don't really care that it looks weird. But I am looking at a picture of an opossum, and I'm just really, he's looking more like a bear or something. They have funny little eyeballs, don't they? They have little button eyeballs, and they have this little narrow nose. They're really cute, I have to say. But they are also bizarre looking. It looks like a little like bear the way I'm drawing it. I'm going really rough here. I don't always draw like this, but I feel like I draw a little bit more like a painter. I kind of like blocking things out more than I really like drawing lines. I think lines kind of stress me out a little bit, and I feel like I have to be really precise. Ooh, it's windy outside today. Whereas when you draw like this, kind of messy and loose, you don't feel as much pressure. And that was sort of, I had one teacher who really tried to encourage us to be messy and loose with our drawings, which at the time I didn't really like, but in this type of situation, I think it's good, especially when you're feeling a little bit under the weather or a little low in confidence. I think it's good to just go messy and loose, because you're basically allowing yourself to draw something that's kind of ugly. And sometimes we have to do that. We have to just let us draw the ugly, and that might be the new title of today's stream, which is Let's Just Draw Ugly Together. Sometimes it's just not going to be the day. But the point is, I think, with art and most things that require practice, is that not every day is going to be the best day. I also do yoga, and I'm not serious about it, like going to, yoga studio classes, but I do it at home every day, pretty much. Some days, like recently that I've been feeling unwell, I've just been doing really stretching yoga. But I feel like you have some days where you do yoga or whatever it is you're practicing, and you're like on it. Everything is coming together beautifully. And then there's those other days where nothing is working out, like today with my drawing with this weird little opossum. But you need, I think, those off days to get to those good days. I think both are required. Oh man, I really don't even want to continue him. He looks so weird. Let's block in a little bit. I don't know I'm having a really rough start to this. Oh, look at this. Oh man, I am not on it today. Okay, we have another pencil. I just like the kind of, I'm making their eyes look too weird. Oh, because they're actually really cute. Oh man, that looks so weird. Okay, we're doing this again. Sorry. Maybe we'll do it with the colored pencil instead. Maybe some days when you're really feeling unwell, it's best to just let yourself not do it. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what the lesson is for myself today, because I actually feel like it's windy outside and I'm feeling a little sicker today. But I do think it's okay to take breaks, and I actually do like drawing even during feeling sick, but doing the stream is a little bit more pressure, because you want to, not make something totally terrible for a stream, because it's a little more embarrassing, obviously. But that's just sort of the way life goes sometimes. You're not going to always get the perfect result. And I think YouTube is a really good way to kind of just like let a little bit of ego go. It's weird because you would think it's all about building ego, because you're like posting yourself, so it's like all about you, and there is an element of that too with, like, I think social media is, it's like all about you, and so it's like this whole ego trip. But the thing is it's also a huge like ego deflation when you like post something and it does so badly. Like my last couple videos have done really poorly, and it's sort of like, well, that was a waste of time. But that's the reality of it. Oh, I don't think I can draw this possum, Sungjin. He's just coming out so weird. They have these weird little noses that I don't think I've ever drawn a possum before. I keep wanting to give his face like more structure, like a dog or a cat, but they have this kind of weird little fluffy face. and this kind of rodent-like nose that I'm really struggling. But I wanted to draw a possum. That was my plan. Okay. We're going in with like this little pink. Okay, that looks a little, looks weird still. Oh, they have such cute little eyes, and I'm making him look like mean. They have cute little eyeballs. Okay, that looks a little bit more like a possum, I think. So possums are marsupials, right? They're like the only marsupial in North America. They have they carry their little babies on their back. When I lived in California, I remember there was one time there was like a little baby opossum in our backyard. And my mom was worried about it. And I don't think it was abandoned. I think there was a nest. We both think there was a nest, but like the mommy would maybe go out during the day, maybe? I don't know. It was weird because we would see the baby during the day sometimes, and it was like they're nocturnal. And so we were like, why is this baby hopping around during the day? It should know better. But maybe the mommy was off doing something and the baby just, you know, went off to do its own little thing. Okay, that looks a little bit more like a possum. It was so cute. My mom tried to feed it grapes, I think. She put out grapes for it. I don't remember if it ate them or not. Unfortunately, the picture is still way cuter than my sad rendition, but this one came out a little bit better, I think. Yeah, they're really weird little creatures. When you see them open their mouth, they can be a little creepy because they do have all these sharp little pointy teeth, but when you just see them hanging out in your backyard, especially a little baby one, they're cute as hell. It's kind of hard not to want to give them a little grape. I think she like Googled to see what they eat. So we gave it some grapes that I think it didn't eat, but yeah, that was my childhood house when they still had it. My parents later sold their house and downsized and live in a condo now. So we don't see as many critters as when we used to grow up in Pasadena, which is where I'm from, Pasadena, California, which is a suburb of Los Angeles. And we used to see like critters all the time in our backyard. A lot of them were rats, frankly. I remember just sitting in the backyard and sometimes like, especially in the summer, I feel like, but it really could be all times of year, there would be like a rat on the telephone pole, like not a squirrel, but a rat, like going, okay, he came out a little better. He came around. We got somewhere with this guy. So yeah, being like a little rat scurrying across the telephone pole, but it wasn't like, they're not like huge New York like rats, or at least from what I've heard about New York City, that they're like humongous. They were just cute little rats as far as I'm concerned. I mean, rats still have to do their rat life, you know? And we had like, when I was little, really little, we had a walnut tree and like tangerine and other citrus fruit trees. So we would get rodents all the time in the summer. Hello, why Kim? So yeah, this guy, I think he came together. We got somewhere with this little opossum. He doesn't look great, but we're somewhere. So I think I'm gonna try another opossum. I'm feeling the opossum drive. Maybe we can try to do one with babies, but I am a little worried that it's gonna look really creepy. Because when they have all their babies on their back, it is a little terrifying. Okay, maybe we'll do a coyote instead. I feel more comfortable doing coyotes because they look like dogs. Let's be real. They look like little doggies. And I do like coyotes. They're so cool looking to me. I don't know. Although I am a little hot and cold with the coyotes in like the Los Angeles area because I do worry about all of the little critters that they eat. Like they eat people's pets in people's backyards and stuff. And that's a little sad. I'm not super keen on that, obviously. I want people's pets to be safe. But that's why you kind of can't really leave your little pets. Oh man, I'm trying to find a good picture of a coyote that looks... I tried to find pictures before starting the stream so that this would not be an issue, but I didn't find a lot of pictures that I liked beforehand. Oh. I'm finding articles about like coyotes attacking people, children. Interesting. I always felt like the coyotes in the Los Angeles area seemed really scared of people in my experience. But maybe things have changed. I haven't lived there in a long time. I just found like an article from Temple City, which is close to where I grew up. It's just south of where I grew up, Temple City. And when I used to take the bus to high school, that's where I went through. So let's do this coyote. Let's try. I finally found, I found a cute raccoon picture. Oh, I have to do that later. Okay. Because I do think we have to do a raccoon. That's kind of essential. Let's do the one from Temple City. Okay. So I'm gonna stay pretty fast and loose, I think, with my drawings right now because I'm just feeling really tired. And normally I would use my brush pens to kind of block this in and not a pencil, but I'm obviously not doing so well with the brush pens today, so we're just going to use a pencil to kind of block in sort of what I want for this coyote. I don't know why English we say coyote and it's spelled coyote. I'm not quite sure where the pronunciation for that comes from. That always like confuses my English students a little bit that we say coyote, but if anybody knows the origin of that pronunciation. So we're just blocking him in really loose because I'm not feeling so hot today. And it's not looking cute and it's not looking good, and it's embarrassing when you've been drawing for as many years as I have and things can still come out so badly. Like sometimes you think like, man, I finally got it. I won the war of drawing. But then you have another day where you're like, nope, this looks really bad. And drawing people is always very humbling that way too. Like usually I'm very good at drawing animals. That's not an issue for me, but I am having some trouble today. But drawing people, there's always like, I always get humbled when I have to draw people because humans are always really hard for me to draw. I think because maybe it's a subject matter I've never really gravitated towards as much as animals. I've always been much more interested in drawing animals. I do like drawing people too, but not to the same degree as like, I would say my classmates. They really like drawing, characters, and in Japanese they call them jinbutsu, and so much more like characters from their own imagination and stuff. And I've never really been super into that. Even when I do draw people, they're kind of like, not really characters, they're kind of more just little props, usually props to my flowers or animals that are kind of more the central, I think, feature, which is kind of funny. I always think that animals and nature that is not human, because humans are part of nature too, of course, tend to take a back seat. But I would like to learn how to draw people better. I've been practicing in a sketchbook. I'm trying to do it every day. And I would like to maybe make a YouTube video about it once I finish that sketchbook. I've been practicing drawing poses. I'll show you really quick, actually. I've been practicing drawing poses from other illustrators. Mostly Japanese illustrations, so we have like card capture Sakura, which is kind of embarrassing that I'm drawing like anime style stuff. To me, that's sort of embarrassing, but I'm trying to practice poses, and I do live in Japan, so if I want to maybe learn more about the illustration industry here, I feel like it makes sense to be learning more from like an anime manga perspective. But I was always have felt kind of discouraged by drawing that way in the West, and I was made fun of for trying to draw that way as a kid. So I am feeling a little embarrassed, like copying like Card Captor Sakura or Sakura. I think in America we said Sakura, but it's been good. I think it's been fun to just try to learn how to draw people in different poses and see how other people kind of stylize their humans. I think I've always taken figure drawing classes, and we've always drawn figures like realistically in very static poses that are not like got a lot of movement, or very like fine art poses, you know, where it's like the woman is sitting there and she's like this and it's her back, and you know, she's got, maybe that's her butt, and she's got like her arms up, and there's her side boob, and there's like, they're like very artful poses, you know, where they're like this, and they got like an arm here, and then they got like this type of pose, and you learn how to draw like the croquis, you know. But I feel like what's cool about the animation poses or the more manga poses, is they have like so much movement in their bodies. They're always like kind of floating in some way, and I'm still not good at it, but they always seem to be floating, and they have like so much movement. This person's just flying in the air. I'm not sure what's going on, but my pen is running out of ink. I don't want it to like get everywhere. Okay, that's a little better. So the animation poses, like the more anime style, I feel like they are so good with getting so much movement captured in them. They do seem to be floating, so they do always seem a little weightless, which honestly bothers me sometimes in anime. Like that they're like, all of the characters seem to have no body mass. They're always, I mean, usually in like shonen and stuff, like they're really strong, so that kind of makes sense. But I always found that a little weird that they do seem like kind of weightless. But I digress. It's been good practice for me to try to think about other poses that I can incorporate into my own art pieces, instead of just like trying to draw realistic people that are in these static like poses where they're just standing there, you know, and you're just learning how to draw like this croquis of a human. But instead you're drawing like someone kind of, you know, walking, and they got like this kind of dress that's going like this, and they're maybe holding something, and then they have like, you know, they're pointing and they're like doing something, instead of just like these static drawings. So here's my coyote. I think I am gonna add some, I don't know where I put my brown. Oh, here's my brown marker. Okay, I'm gonna add some brown, I think. I think he'll look good with some brown. The coyote, I think, came out better, probably because I draw dogs and it's sort of similar. And I try to draw foxes, but my foxes always come out a little weird. I don't know, I try my best, but I've drawn foxes so many times you'd think I would have gotten it down by now, but my foxes always come out a little, maybe too dog-like. They don't look quite pointy enough. This is a pretty rough sketch, I have to say. Darn, I don't think I'm on it today, you guys. This is rough. Yeah, it's a coyote. It's a coyote. I think Western cartoons, it depends on the cartoon. Obviously, I watched Western cartoons growing up too, in addition to animation. Yeah, so this is a coyote. He's supposed to be a coyote. I don't know if he is a coyote. Looks like a coyote or not. But yeah, Western cartoons, it depends. Growing up, we definitely watched some. And some kind of creeped me out. Some that were really for adults. Like, you know, Ren and Stimpy, which is like crazy. That was a Western cartoon that we watched that was like really not for children. I think what's interesting about some Western cartoons, like I think of SpongeBob that did it too, where they would do these extreme, and they copied it, I think, from Ren and Stimpy to a degree, or Ren and Stimpy influenced a lot of like cartoons, which would be like, you know, you have the very like cartoonish like hamburger or something, you know, in the animation. And then something extreme would happen, and then all of a sudden it will like zoom into the hamburger, and then the hamburger becomes like super realistic, and like you can see like a hair growing on it or something weird. Or they'll like zoom into their eyes. That was something that Ren and Stimpy, I think, started doing. And maybe they even did it in like old-fashioned cartoons too, like the Looney Tunes. I'm not quite sure. I haven't watched those in a really long time. But I know Ren and Stimpy. Cartoon Network, when I was a kid, we didn't have Cartoon Network till I was older, unfortunately, but we definitely watched Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon had so many cool cartoons when I was growing up. I feel like there was Kablam, if anybody watched Kablam, and I had like a bunch of weird like little shorts of cartoons, like Action League Now, which was the stop motion, like oh man, they were so good. The stop motion toys with like, and one of the toys was like, I think He-Man, and it was he had the power to be naked. It was pretty funny. Meltman had the power to melt. Those were really bizarre. We watched those all the time, me and my sister. But some more like less bizarro. Yeah, actually now it was great. It was so funny. Oh my god. But they had some other like really creepy cartoons sometimes on like, there was one, I don't remember the name of it, but it was like Lucy or something on Kablam that had like, she was kind of cut out and she had blue hair. That was a weird one too. But I was thinking of another, I mean, obviously I was a little old, but I still liked it, which was on Nickelodeon, was Avatar, The Last Airbender. That was very fun. I really enjoyed the storytelling of that animation. Of course, that was definitely influenced a lot by Japanese animation, though. Other cartoons, obviously I watched Rugrats. And another creepy cartoon that was really for adults was Rocko's Modern Life. Like, that show sometimes creeped me out. Like, there was a whole episode about the Bermuda Triangle with Rocko's Modern Life. And, like, even the theme song is by the B-52s, you know? And that was so bizarre. Yeah, Ren and Stimpy, and I feel like Rocko's Modern Life, and to a certain degree later on SpongeBob, was definitely all like kind of creepy. They were all kind of like weird. There was one really good episode of SpongeBob I remember where it was like about him procrastinating. Like he had to write essay, I think, for his like driving school, and he like put it off, and it was all of these like really extreme close-ups of him looking at the clock. I'm drawing an opossum again, so we'll do opossum. I'm gonna try this one, although my last opossum came out a little weird. Let's try it again. Yeah, but there was that one episode of SpongeBob where it was all of him putting off writing this essay, and then he writes it all in like the last like 5 minutes. He pulls an all-nighter where he's just procrastinating the whole time, and then he finishes it in like really fast once it's the morning, and he goes to the driving school where the pufferfish is. I don't remember her name now. And then she says it's like a Saturday, there's no class, and SpongeBob is like holding his paper. Oh, that's SpongeBob. He has like a really long nose, right? Oh, SpongeBob, what happened to you? Okay, there's SpongeBob. He rips the paper, and then he himself rips in half. That was really funny. I think that's a cool thing that I like about animation. And I think Western animation does it more, but sometimes Japanese animation does it too, where they kind of break the rules of reality. You know, he rips his paper in half, and then he rips in half. There was a cool anime that I really liked called, I think in English it's called Tatami Galaxy. I recommend Tatami Galaxy. And that one also kind of breaks the rules of like reality, because it was definitely a slightly more mature one. And I thought they did cool stuff too. So this is an opossum with a bunch of babies on their back. So I think these babies are going to come out a little creepy. I'm already prepared for it. What was another cartoon? That is what we usually watch. My sister and I usually watched Nickelodeon. There was that really weird show that I don't remember the name of now, where the girl turned into liquid. She turned into like mercury or something. She was like the girl with the hat. That was a weird show. Oh, and Doug. I remember even as a kid feeling like Doug was kind of depressing though. It's like there's something wrong with Doug. Like it was just kind of a bummer of a show. It was, I don't know why. I thought even as a kid we watched it, but I remember feeling like Doug was, something's not right with Doug. Something ain't right. Yeah, that was such a good SpongeBob. Oh, the health inspector episode. Oh, is Mr. Meaty, is that in SpongeBob? Oh man, I'll have to check that out. Health inspector at Krusty Krab. I imagine that's pretty interesting. That's the funny thing about, I think, cartoons in the West, is because we make them ostensibly for children, but you know all of the writers like love cartoons and are adults and want to also make them for themselves. They want to make it fun for themselves too. So they bring in such like bizarre elements like health inspectors and things like that kids don't really have much of a concept of for the most part. And I think that's something that's interesting. I feel like when I got older, like more college age, they started to come up with more cartoons that were kind of, unlike Cartoon Network more though, that were definitely a little more for adults. Like kids could enjoy them, but I definitely feel like the audience was for like young adults, like The Regular Show, and even to a certain degree, oh shit, what was the name of the show? Everybody knows that show. Adventure Time. Adventure Time. Adventure Time and like Regular Show, I definitely feel like were shows that were really more for, like kids could enjoy them, but I guess even the Regular Show though, I feel like I don't know what kind of kids really enjoyed the Regular Show. Okay, this possum looks like terrifying. But we'll steam ahead here. Yeah, Regular Show was funny. I liked that a little too much because I was somebody who took forever to graduate college and was like in community college and doing part-time jobs, and I felt like kind of a bum a lot of the time. Lived at home for longer than is typical, I think. And I felt like the Regular Show was like a little too close to home sometimes, but it was funny. Like I remember this one episode, they were like, oh, let's just quit. But that was a little too realistic. I don't know if that show's still on. I don't think so. I haven't watched, I don't know what's on. I haven't been living in the US in like, I think this August it'll be 7 years since I lived in the United States. So I don't really, and even longer if you think about since I've had a television, because once I moved out of my parents' house, you know, I didn't get cable or anything. I just had my computer. Ooh, these look really creepy. I knew they would though. But yeah, I think I just don't know what's on like regular programming anymore. And I don't think that's unusual though. I think a lot of people don't really have TVs anymore and are not really watching what's regular programming anymore. Like, you know, just channel surfing and seeing what's on. I think a lot of people are streaming. Well, this guy looks creepy. Sorry. I feel really bad because I feel like more people tuned into my stream today, but my drawings are coming out worse. It's kind of embarrassing. Oh, I have some comments. Oh, No Meaty was another show with puppets. Oh, I remember that show. Oh man, what was that show? There was like a meat, and was it the same show that had like the French fries? That was definitely for adults. That was definitely for stoners. Oh, I'll have to check that out. There's definitely some TV shows that are definitely were made for stoners, I think. Oh, Ed, Edd n Eddy. Yeah, regular show was already when I was well into adulthood. Ed, Edd n Eddy, I remember watching that. Ed, Edd n Eddy was weird. My sister watched it a lot. I think I felt bad for Ed. I think I felt bad for the dumb Ed. Oftentimes I would feel bad in shows if there was like a clear underdog. Sometimes that made me feel bad. Even in its shows for adults where they would be kind of like the punching bag, that would sometimes make me feel bad. Yeah, Doug was rough though. I felt like Doug, it was like Charlie Brown adulthood or something. Doug was like, I remember Doug feeling like a character that just like could never win. That's what I remember, but I could be misremembering Doug. And then there was like, I just remember the episode with Doug where like Skeeter, I think his name was, the green with like the orange hair dude, like steals his diary. And then he decides not to basically air all of Doug's dirty laundry because he supposedly can't read his handwriting. Wow, I'm surprised I remember that episode. Okay. Tips on getting views and subs on YouTube. I don't know. I need those tips because honestly, if you look at my last 2 videos, I mean, honestly, my last like 4 videos, I mean, I'm getting under 1K views repeatedly. I think my last video that's done well was an art supply video, and that's the last time I've gotten something that was successful in terms of like getting above, like getting to 1K. Ooh, this is a sad looking opossum. I recommend Tommy Galaxy, and I was trying to draw Adventure Time here, but then I remembered it. Yay! Oh, does he have a nose? No, right? Okay. Oh, Roger was the great. Who's Skeeter? Was Skeeter the friend? Or am I making that name up? Oh, there was a spiritually successor to the regular show on HBO. That's hilarious. Oh, okay, Skeeter was Doug's BFF. Okay, but Skeeter sounds like more like a bad guy. But yeah, that was so. Yeah. So if anybody's interested on creating like a YouTube channel, I don't feel like I'm the person to ask because I don't feel like I've had a lot of instant success here on the YouTubus. I feel like it's been a long and winding road. I've not been consistent on drawing. I'm gonna do a raccoon now. Let's try to do a raccoon. And my most successful videos are easily like my art supply like store videos, and I kind of feel like I don't want to be doing a lot of those because I think I'm getting an audience that's really just interested in art supply videos, and which is good to get like subs quickly because those have been my biggest subs, easily have been from my art supply videos, like without a doubt. But then they're not interested in really any of the other stuff that I'm drawing or making or doing, which I understand because they subscribe for like art supply videos and then I'm not posting it. So if you are interested really on creating like an art specific YouTube channel, I recommend watching like Kelsey Rodriguez. I feel like she has good advice that's not too narrow. There's another woman that I watch, Art Business with Ness, but I feel like, just my personal feeling, is that she's a little bit too narrowly focused. You know, I think a lot of advice you'll get in art like making art and in YouTube is you'll get a lot of some people who are really big onto niching down, and then other people who are not big on niching down. And what I mean by that is like really leaning into a certain like basically all I would do would be tutorials, or all I would do would be draw and talks, or all I would do would be basically like materials. You know, that would be my niche. Ooh, this proportion is all weird. And I am not a believer in that when it comes to art or when it comes to like YouTube, because I just feel like that doesn't allow a lot of room for growth. But the problem is I do think you grow a lot more slowly when it comes to your art career and when it comes to a YouTube career. If you aren't niching down, then you are going to take a little bit longer, I think, because you're not really zeroing in on one thing. You're doing a lot of different things, and so you're not going to be attracting one real core audience right away. And that's the same thing with art. Like, I feel like today I'm drawing very differently than I usually do because I'm struggling a little bit today. But I'm happy that so many people came to my stream. I think this is the most people that have ever come live, so I'm really appreciative of that. It's really much more fun for me, but I feel bad that my drawings are so bad. But people really talk about like niching down, and so drawing a certain way, or or doing a certain type of video, and that's just not what I personally am a big believer in. And if you want to make money quickly, I think I am learning that don't put all the pressure on the art to make the money. I teach English online as well, and I am currently on school break, and I'm increasing my English hours, and that's where I'm hoping that I can make some more money. Because putting the pressure on like trying to get more commissions, I'm not making any money obviously on YouTube yet, and I think it's better to just do my more English teaching and not put the pressure on my art and on YouTube. Although of course I check YouTube all the time because I really would like to get monetized, because I think that would just be nice. But, you know, I don't even have 1,000 subscribers, and I'm definitely not close to 4,000 watch hours yet. So I don't see, and then even if I did get the bare minimum to get monetized, I know it would not be a lot of money. Ooh, he's coming out funky. All right, I had some more comments. Oh, all the eds get a happy ending. That's good to know. Yeah. Ooh, cute crafts. Yeah, cute crafts. I have gotten into trying to learn crochet. Oh, I think I might have to redo this guy. I do crochet, which I just learned. Now it's been a while since I first learned it. Feels like a new hobby. But I wish I had more time, or I guess I do have the time. Oh, I think I have to redo him. Okay, I like the shape of him, but I just like blocked out his eyes. So this paper is really thin, so I think we're just gonna draw right over it. So I really would like to learn more sewing and making of clothes. I'm really trying to lean more into sustainable fashion as much as I can. And so I do try to like always buy used clothes, but I will say that like I do feel like if I only buy used clothes, I sometimes feel a little bit frumpy. And so I would like to learn how to make some new clothes and make things that are new, you know, even if it's like recycled fabric or something, like used fabric. There was a used fabric and like art supplies shop in my hometown, or maybe it wasn't quite Pasadena, but it was near Pasadena in California, and they had like some cool fabric. I got some like Mode, if you ever watched oh, that's my jacket. If you ever watched Project Runway, you would know that Mode oh, this came out weird too. Okay, let's try one more time. Was like the fabric shop for the designers. So, or was it Mode or Moda? Okay, whatever. But whatever, my point is I'd like to learn more about sewing and crochet, and I'd like to learn knitting at some point, because I would like to learn how to like make clothes and maybe even make some things for my house. I think that would be cool. If I really had a ton of space and time, I'd like to learn how to make jewelry, but that's a whole other thing. And I mean like metal jewelry. Like I want to put things on fire. So like at my school, at the exhibition, there's a fashion department at my school, and I was looking at their displays yesterday, and some of them made metal jewelry, and I think I can take like some classes in the other departments, but right now I feel like I really have to focus just on getting a job and getting my portfolio so that I can apply to jobs in Japan. And I don't feel like I can spend extra time like learning how to do metal making right now, but I'm kind of sad. I kind of want to take advantage of like taking those metal classes while I have the chance. Okay, I don't know. I feel like this looks more like a red panda than a raccoon, but that's okay. Or like a cat. I can't help it. Everything turns into a cat. So yeah, crafts are fun. I would like to learn more crafts. Let's keep trying this raccoon here. That looks like a cat or like a red panda to me. He looks like a red panda. So I'm curious, do people who are here, I mean, I am curious what people like about my channel or will like about my YouTube videos. Because to me, I just feel like I'm just shooting things into the void. It doesn't really feel like I know what I'm doing at all. And that's okay. But I really don't know. I'm always boring my boyfriend to tears, trying to like analyze where things are going with my YouTube channel as well as like my art, because I'm always trying to figure out how can I make this work. And like, again, I'm not sure, maybe not again, but I'm not sure if like YouTube is gonna be the financial thing for me, but it's just been a lot of interesting growth for me, honestly, to put myself out there, to learn something new. I didn't know how to use editing programs or anything until I started to make videos. And that was like, oh wow, I always thought I was really not technologically savvy at all. I was always like hard on myself, like I don't know how to do anything like technological. But I figured out how to use Premiere Pro. I have the Adobe suite, so it made sense to just use Premiere Pro because I was already using Illustrator and Photoshop. And so I know there's other free programs out there, but I just went with Premiere Pro and I was able to learn it. Not that my videos are like the most beautifully crafted, edited programs. I just don't have the time. I do sometimes want to add more like animation stuff in my videos, but I feel like they're not make it or break it for the success of my channel, and I just don't have the time to devote to it. But if you watch some of my earlier videos, I did do a little bit more like moving text and stuff. I've just gotten a little bit lackadaisical on that recently. But if anybody can enlighten me on what they actually like about my channel, that would really help me know what to lean into more. Because I was gonna actually message, like, there's a YouTuber I really like. Her name is Mimi Moo. She's also really great. If the person asked about business, Mimi Moo Illustration, she's also a channel I would really recommend for business. Oh, maybe he's saying it. Mimi Moo Illustration, she's great. I really like her, and she's been kind. She's even commented on like a couple of my videos. So this is a raccoon. I know he doesn't really look like a raccoon. Thank you for liking my art process, because that's really what I think I really would like to lean into is art process. I also think people are curious about like going to school in Japan too. That's why I've been making videos about it, and I feel like it'll be something fun to look back on later for myself. I think it'll be really important to me to see like my own videos and how I was feeling at those times. Let's try another raccoon because this one came out weird. So I really would like to do more art process videos, but I feel like those don't perform very well. But again, this is not just about making well-performing videos, so it's really not the main reason. But it just feels like a bummer, like emotionally, when you put in a bunch of work into something and then it, you know, obviously you feel a little bit like, oh man. But I mean, I think when you got to put it in perspective, like 100 people watching a video, let's say I get 200 views, maybe like a quarter of them really watched it. I don't think even a quarter did, but let's say a quarter really watched the video. That's a lot of people. That's 25 people who don't know me actually watched a video of me blabbing on. That's actually a lot of people, because I don't know that many people. I've been living in Japan for almost a year now, and I honestly don't have any friends here yet that I can really call like close friends. I have, you know, some classmates that I talk to and I like chatting with, but I would say I have nobody that I can really like hang out with. And it doesn't bother me that much, frankly, because I'm a bit of a weirdo, maybe. And I'm just older, and I just don't need as much, I think, friendship, maybe? I don't know. But I think when you're older, and if you're just, I have a cat, and you're just kind of more comfortable in your own, with your own company, you just don't need friendships the same way as you do maybe when you're younger. So when I think about like 25 people watching my video, I know they're not like friends, because first of all, friends have better things to do, like my actual friends who live in other countries. But this looks like a fox, but this is a raccoon. This is also a raccoon, you guys. But what was my point? Oh, my point is that like if you think about like 25 people, if I get 100 views and like 25 people like really watch it, maybe not the whole way through, but like they actually pay attention to like most of the video, let's say, that's actually a lot of people. So, and especially in my case, my point is when you don't really have a lot of people in your like actual human analog life, not in the Matrix. So yeah, we're doing a pretty rough sketch here. So I stopped using the brush pen because I think my brain just can't handle the brush pen today. It requires a little more artistry. So I'm just using a regular, it's not a ballpoint pen, it's like an inkjet type pen. And I'm just using that to put in the details. I always like drawing animals with like one paw up. I always think it's so cute. So I'm glad I found this picture because he already has it like that. So I'm thinking for my next video, I was gonna try to actually look more like research what other artist channels do and make more of a channel. Like that's usually the big advice is like, look what other artist channels or channels in your niche do and just copy the idea, but make it your own. That's like the most common advice. So my last 3 videos have been sort of just what I wanted to do, and they haven't been wildly successful. So I'm thinking the next 3 videos I'm gonna sort of copy and see if they do a little better. And I'm gonna keep doing these lives because I really want my channel to be more about drawing, but I don't really have the time to make a video every week right now. So that's why I've been doing the lives, is because I don't have to edit. I can just draw. But I know that that's probably a little boring to just listen to me and watch me draw. So the fact that I get anybody who watches these kind of shocks me. Because my family are definitely not watching. Let me tell you what, it's really hard to get them to watch anything that I make, which is really funny. He looks almost more like a fox than a raccoon, which is weird because, like I said, I have a hard time drawing foxes. There's something a little weird about his face, unfortunately. I don't know how to fix his face. I think too much of his face got like cut off. I wish I could show you the picture at the same time, but I think it would be hard to move my phone. I'm filming with my phone. But basically I think I kind of cut off too much of his face in the 3/4 view here, and it looks a little weird. I think I'm gonna do the same thing, you guys. So this sketchbook is like my school sketchbook. Like, I have some other school stuff in here. What do I have in here? I have some, like, looks like this was some gallery that I didn't go to. I think I was planning on going to it. It's pretty. This is my teacher's work. She was there. So this is my organization system. That's why I lose things all the time, is I just shove everything in the back of my sketchbook and then lose everything. This is an art store, tools. I've thought about doing a art store tour, but it's like really a pretty small location. So, and like I said, I don't want to just be focusing on those. So, all right, so back to drawing this little raccoon. I think this is going to be my last drawing because I think I need to go back to bed. So it's Saturday, almost 1 p.m. in Japan. And I did wake up pretty late, but I also went to bed like at 2 a.m., which is honestly not that late, but my sleep schedule has gotten kind of messed up. Classes ended technically 2 weeks ago, but I took, I mentioned in my last video, I think, that I like took a special like portfolio building class that was optional, and I tried to make some artwork that was like geared towards a stationery for like supposed to be cute stationery, but it ended up looking, oh, this guy, ooh, that looks weird. What happened? I gave him like a little happy face and now he looks really creepy. Wow, this is really hard. This angle is really tough, you guys. I thought this would be an easy angle because I had the little paw up. But something about his face is really tough. Wait, let me try it one more time. I've always liked having tracing paper, and this paper I like because you can see through it very easily. And I always felt like it was kind of cheating to be working this way. Like, oh, I'm not a real like good artist or good drawer because I need to like trace and redo things all the time. And I do feel that way sometimes still, but I've just kind of accepted that maybe I'm not the best drawer. I do need to do things over and over again sometimes to understand how it works, and that's okay. It used to make me feel a lot more self-conscious. I remember I had friends or classmates that did more entertainment design, which is like for video games and movies, and they just had incredible draftsmanship skills when it came to sketching. And it was just like they could just churn out something that looked so good so easily. And maybe one day I will be better, but I think I will always have to kind of do this tracing paper technique. And I do it on an iPad when I draw on an iPad too. I draw and then I lighten the layer and then I draw over the layer. And if you're familiar with layers, I do the same thing. And I think it's okay. You have to find what works for you, and you know, sometimes it's not going to be as pretty as other people's work, and it's not gonna look as seamless, and I probably am not gonna be asked to do, you know, live paintings, but it's okay. I don't need to do live paintings. That sounds stressful anyway. But it's just weird to me because I feel like I have gotten a lot better at drawing, but this is still something that if I'm having a tough day, like I'm kind of having a tough drawing day today, I have to resort to doing a lot of tracing and redoing to try to understand his muzzle. That's what I'm having a hard time with, is like the muzzle, like this part of his face is really, I'm struggling with. I think that's why sometimes in my art I like kind of going very two-dimensional. I kind of like flattening things. I tend to really like folk art, like European folk art, because everything is very flat, and I think it's kind of conducive to my style. But that looks much better. That's definitely the best one that I've gotten so far. So I think we got there. I think I'm gonna leave it alone a little bit, just do a little shading. But we got there eventually. I think I understood his nose eventually. But I do like kind of stylizing things and making things just like, you know, either this way, making things, you know, profile view. I don't know what that is. Or doing things front view. I don't know if you can see that. But like that's something I like to do, is I'll stylize deer a lot in the same way. I'll make the ears like this. I'll give them a little pointy nose, and then I give them like antlers. This looks more like a bull. Or I'll stylize them, you know, this way, and I'll give them antlers like this. And that way I don't have to worry about the three-quarter angle. But I want to learn more about drawing. I feel like I really do like drawing. And it's funny, I always thought that I liked drawing as a kid, but then I sort of felt like I grew out of it, and I sort of stopped drawing. And then I went to an art high school where I started to draw again, but it was just like I felt a lot of pressure and self-consciousness at my art high school, because like so many people were so much better at drawing than me, and I just was so uptight about it that it wasn't fun. And then even when I went to art school, I would say there was a lot of the same thing. I really don't think I've found my enjoyment for art until I finished art school. And I've been living overseas, and I've just been keeping at it and keeping drawing. And now the more I do, the more I like it. But it took a long time for me to get here, I think, because there was just so much self-consciousness about it. Okay, look, his face looks not bad. I think we got there. I think he's cute. Yeah, I think we finally got there. Yeah, raccoons are super goofy. I remember seeing raccoons, like, I used to do dog walking for a family friend in Pasadena. I'm from Pasadena, California. And I remember at night leaving her house, because I sometimes stayed late to watch her doggy, because she's a busy lady. And I remember seeing raccoons galumphing, I think would be the best made-up word for it. I think that's a made-up word. Because they're just so weird. They don't like trot. They kind of like move like this. It was really weird. And they're kind of spooky to me, actually. I like raccoons, but I think they kind of move, and I remember seeing them, oh my God, in my neighborhood, which is also Pasadena, but more East Pasadena, like sticking their head out of a gutter, like little baby ones, little gutter rats. Oh, they are cute though. I agree. I always felt self-conscious about better artists because I was just always so neurotic. I mean, I'm still way too neurotic, and I just am like, if they're better, then I'm shit. But I'm older now, and I finally kind of got over that. But it took a long time, man, for me to get over that, and I still feel self-conscious about it. Yeah, I think with my stationery, the problem is that they were much more like decorative elements rather than actual characters. And that's something that I tend to do. I tend to make things decorative instead of making things like have personalities, I think. So that's something I have to work on if I want to do more like character-driven art. I agree about trying to get more comfortable about stylization with studies. Like I think I said earlier, these are bad, but I've been drawing from Japanese illustrators that have much more of an anime style. You can't tell in mine because I'm not good at drawing in their style, but I really like watching how they stylize figures and faces, and so I've just been copying them. This is really bad. I really like the way this face came out, but I've really messed up with like her legs. I just kept messing it up. But I've been looking specifically at like Japanese illustration because I live in Japan, so I'm just sticking with that. But I want to see how they stylize their bodies and their poses, and to a certain degree the faces. Although I will say I really don't like the noseless faces in most Japanese illustration. I think that bothers me still. I do think people need some sort of nose. She had no nose, but I gave her a bit of one there, but I took it away. This is Cardcaptor Sakura, which I showed earlier. I feel embarrassed drawing like such anime style stuff, but I feel like, and this was super hard for me, but I'm hoping like to learn, like this pose I think came out very good. Like I think I captured like not too super stiff in that pose. So I'm hoping this one I just kept messing up. So I just drew over it. But I'm also trying to like learn stylization through copying, and I've only done it for about not even a week yet. But I'm hoping if I just keep going for a couple more weeks, and then maybe I can start focusing on certain things. I can't think of another animal I want to draw. I drew deer last week. Oh, I know what I'm going to draw. This will be my last drawing, I think. Okay, hopefully nobody has like a phobia of snakes, because another animal we have back home is a rattlesnake. And I used to go on walks sometimes. Not walks, actually. If you're familiar with like the Los Angeles area, there's an area called Griffith Observatory, and there's Griffith Park, and the Sierra Club, which is like, I think it's not international. It's a, you know, the whole nation has Sierra Club chapters in the US. And they had like night hikes in Griffith Park, and I was trying to like branch out and meet more humans at that time in my life, unlike now. And I started to go to these Sierra Club night hikes, and there was one time people really freaked out because they like almost stepped on a baby rattlesnake. Which is kind of like, yeah, that's bad, but like, what do you know, you're in like, it was like the summer and it's nighttime and you're in Griffith Park. Like, you shouldn't be that, you can be scared for sure, but you shouldn't be that like surprised that there's a rattlesnake. And then I also used to go on bike rides in Sierra Madre, which is where honestly one of the fires was recently. It was very close to Sierra Madre, which is where my cousin and her husband and baby live. And I remember going on bike rides. The area is called Chantry Flats. I used to go on a bike ride all the way to the top, which I'm sure was kind of dangerous because it was a winding road. But if I actually got up early-ish I sometimes saw rattlesnakes on the road. I think only 1 or 2 times I saw like a baby rattlesnake on my bike. And I even stopped to take a look at it, which was probably kind of stupid. So I was using these pink marker pens in my human sketchbook. I kind of want to use it here now too, because I think it's kind of fun. So these are from Muji, which is a Japanese like lifestyle goods shop, and they have good pens, and they have Muji in some places in the US now too. They have them in LA, and I see a lot of artists using the Muji pens, and they're nice and they're cheap, so, and they do have some cool colors. Yeah, so back to like stationery, I'm really kind of worried because there's this, oh, I don't like the way this is looking. Maybe I'm starting over too much, but I'm kind of enjoying the ripping. So I think I mentioned like the stationery that I did was part of like a portfolio workshop. And we have an actual stationery company coming to my school to do like a talk and to look at our portfolios if we want. And I signed up for them to look at my portfolio, which means that I feel like I need to spend a lot of time learning how to make much more like adorable, like endearing, I guess is a better word, maybe, like more endearing kind of designs that kind of make you like love them, you know, that aren't just like pretty. So I do want to start working on a portfolio. Ooh, that looks weird. Why is his head so weird? Ooh, the head is hard to get. Wow, I think I'm having another 3/4 angle crisis with this rattlesnake. But I'm not going to redo it from here. We're just going to leave it. So I have to like make a portfolio. They're coming March 13th. So I'm kind of freaking out, but not doing anything about it. So I need to at least make, I think, try to make, ooh, how does this work? I need to try to make at least one cute like character friend like theme, you know, maybe like, you know, one girl, I'm thinking a girl, maybe because I already have a cute girl character, and maybe she has like a pet lamb, I'm thinking, I don't know. And I'm thinking about that though, because I've noticed most of the characters are usually animals. They're not usually humans. There are some human characters, but they do tend to be animals. So I am thinking about that. I do love drawing cats, but I already have some cat characters that I'm just going to kind of change a little bit for this portfolio. So maybe I could do like bears? I don't know. If you can think of a cute animal, you know, I'm drawing a snake now. I don't think a snake is going to cut it. Maybe cute dinosaurs? I don't know. That doesn't seem right because I think they're primarily girl-driven, and dinosaurs, even in Japan, is still primarily boy-driven. This snake looks weird. A front-facing is super hard. I mean, a snake front-facing, I can't imagine. Oh, fat songbirds is cute. Yeah. Yeah, I thought girl and a friend too. Yeah, this snake 3/4 view is coming out really weird, but it's okay. He's coming out like a very pretty snake. He's a cutie. He's got like eyeliner on. That's okay. It's kind of more cartoony. Yeah, I was thinking a girl and a friend, and then I'm gonna just illustrate, I think, some food, because food seems to be a very common theme, and everybody likes food. So I was thinking of doing some like bread and parfait, like cute stylized, like parfaits are very popular here, so you can have like a parfait with maybe some strawberries and like some sticks coming out. And they're in like a cute little like glass. Oh, that's a weird glass. And maybe there's like a little, you know, and obviously cuter than this. And I have like a little spoon. So I've been thinking about doing cute little illustrations, but I gotta like start doing it. But as I've mentioned, I've really been feeling not very well. I plan on going to, I have a doctor's appointment tonight to check my blood because I think I'm anemic. And that's why I'm so tired all the time. I'm hoping that's what the problem is, because otherwise, I don't know what's wrong with me. Okay, the snake came out weird. So let's block in some colors. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Should we make him blue? Why not? Okay. Ah, that's gonna look weird. Whatever. Okay, obviously this is no longer a rattlesnake. This is some other strange creation. It stopped being a rattlesnake, I think, a long time ago, honestly. Yeah, front facing can be hard too for any animal. I think the thing is because they look so goofy, front facing. That's why I just stylized the crap out of it. I don't follow the laws of reality. But doing like a front facing of like a dog with like a nose, like a snout dog, you know, but doing a front facing of a dog with a snout, like it looks really weird. It can be really hard. Definitely like a 3/4 view of a dog with a snout is probably easier. But if it's an animal that you're not used to drawing, I think that's a dog. He has a little bow tie. Yeah. I guess drawing anything for the first time is hard. Maybe I've never drawn a rattlesnake before. I'm getting lazy, you guys. I think we have to wrap it up. He's kind of cute. Almost cute. Yeah, I think sheep and goats are super adorable too. Capybaras are good. That's why I was thinking of doing a little girl with like a lamb. But then I was like, Mary had a little lamb. That's what I was thinking of doing, honestly. But we'll see. I was thinking farm animals too, but I don't see farm animals as much here. I feel like that's a really common theme back home, but I don't see them as often here. But it doesn't, not like everything has to be exactly like I have to copy exactly what's popular here, because honestly, I feel like some things that are, I'm not really sure what the trends are. I'm still just trying to figure it out, so I could be totally off base sometimes. And I think I am off base a lot of the time. So I can't make judgments just purely off of like what I think is a trend or not. But I definitely think lambs are cute. So I think I might lean into the lamb, and like the girl character I've sort of already got an idea for, because I think she would look cute with a lamb. And maybe with a bird too. Or I could do a whole other set of birds. I thought about doing a whole set of birds, but then I was wondering if that comes off as like Angry Birds or something. But I was thinking of doing a whole set of like birds with little hats, like a pigeon. We got like a little pigeon here. And he's got like a little top hat. And then he's got like his little fat body. Although already this doesn't look cute. I'd have to change this a lot. And maybe he's got a little bird cane. Okay. I don't know where my brain just went. I think I'm tired. Yeah, I definitely think hats is a good thing. Yeah, I don't know if they know Mary Had a Little Lamb song. That's a good question. because I was thinking like of doing, I have this girl character with braids that definitely to me looks like kind of a Bo Peep kind of character. And I wonder if that's like too corny. But you know what? It's a portfolio. It's not like everything has to be perfect. And they're not going to be taking my ideas anyway. They just want to be able to see if I can draw. I really think that's the main thing. Silly hats are good. I did draw a really long time ago, but I don't know where they are. Like I drew a lobster with a top hat. I don't know where he is now. And I drew like, that's a lobster, you guys. Just take my word for it. I drew a lobster with a top hat, and I drew shrimp with cowboy hats. But cowboy hats were really hard to draw because, at least at that time, they were really tough for me. All right, that does not look like a rattlesnake. All right, it's been an hour and 40 minutes. I can't believe I'm so appreciative that people watched my stream today. I feel like this is definitely the most people that have ever tuned in at the same time, so I'm really grateful for that. I wish I had something interesting to show you. Just that this is my cute business card that I showed in the beginning of class. Oh, and I was featured in my school like book that I just happened to have on my desk today. And if you look, everything they have is like super anime style. Like some of these people are comic illustrators, but this person is like also in the same department as me, and you can see it's much more like anime style, and they're also illustration course. Some people are like this person's comic illustration course, but to me like it looks almost exactly the same in terms of like anime style. So then you get to like, this person goes to my school, so you can see he does much more, I would say, fine art kind of look, maybe. This is all done by hand with like pen on panel with paint. So he definitely stands out a little bit because he's not doing this more anime style that you see predominantly at my school. This is definitely also a little bit, this reminds me more of almost Western cartoon animation a little bit more. Obviously they have like the big eyeballs, but even these eyeballs, if you look at them, kind of remind me of like 30s, like Bo Peep, not Bo Peep, Betty Boop. This guy goes to my school. He is cool. He does like this pixel art. I think he uses Clip Studio for almost everything. Oh no, never mind. He uses Pixsquare. I'm not sure what that is. And Asprite? Yeah, I'm not familiar with the programs. So here's mine. So unfortunately there's a mistake on my page, which is really kind of embarrassing. I don't know how it happened, but like the lines are missing here on my illustration. But this is my page, and I just feel like mine looks so different than everybody else's, and I don't think that's bad. But yeah, then we're back to much more anime style. So, like I said, some of these are comic illustrators, so they want to be like mangaka. Like this person's even manga. His major is manga course, or her. I'm not sure. This name is Usumi. I'm not sure if that's a dude or a girl. I'm assuming maybe a girl. We have Boy Love. It's pretty. I really like the way they draw. So yeah, they use Clip Studio paint. So yeah, this was just sort of like something that I got asked to do at my school, which was really cool. I was a little negligent sometimes on turning things in on time. But I don't know if they just asked me because I'm one of the international students, because I don't feel like my art is quite on the same level as these. I feel like these look really nice to me. This person was born in 2004. Oh my God. That's depressing. But Oh, these are cute. So I've thought about trying to do some like little cute girl characters, kind of like this. So yeah, so these are not all from my school. That's why I said some are from my school, some are not, because apparently my school has sort of sister schools. Oh, this is cool. They have like some in Tokyo, I think Fukuoka, Nagoya, and Osaka. So I go to the Osaka one. So yeah, so I don't know if I want to show my school, but this is like all of the different academia of my school. So thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna sign off because I'm tired. Let me see, was there any that I didn't show? Yeah, oh, interview with some people it looks like in the back. Yeah, I think I showed you everything though. Yep, oh yeah. So yeah, Tokyo, Kuru Japan. Oh, there's one school that's called Kuru Japan Academy. Nagoya, Osaka, yeah, and Fukuoka. So if anybody has any more questions about like Senmongako, I'm happy to answer regarding those things. So thank you for watching. And let's see if I have any pretty drawings in here. Nope, nothing pretty. I'm like I said, I'm a pretty messy artist. So everything in my sketchbook is pretty messy. And I'm still learning a lot. So thank you for watching. Bye bye. Oof.